your hosts, Stephen Edwards and Maureen Edwards.
Just continuing on with the psychological ways that anger can present itself. And one thing that I was thinking of is because we're such relational creatures, how anger presents in an intimate relationship or in a family dynamic. And because anger is secondary, what are those underlying psychological things that might be going on that are predisposing or creating that reaction in the person?
Yeah, and we mentioned fear earlier, and fear is a very broad term, but to simplify it a bit, if you're in a relationship, and usually you're seeing this a lot in romantic relationships, but it could be friendships as well. It could be family, but particularly with romantic relationships, a big thing that you see would be fear of infidelity, fear of them drifting apart, a fear that it's hard to really identify with your partner because it's very internal, and people that are in these relationships can tend to explode in very dangerous ways when they start going down these rabbit holes.
Yeah. And for just working with couples and seeing these dynamics, a lot of anger reactions can be fear-based in that they're not being able to get the information so that their partner understands where they're coming from. Like there's a disconnect. It's like a communication breakdown where maybe the anger has clouded that person's ability to communicate it properly. Maybe the other person is not receiving what the person is saying in the way the person is trying to convey it. Maybe there's assumptions that are underlying in the relationship where it's blocking what's trying to be said. And that can be part of the fear. And it can also be frustration as I can't get my point to be understood. I have nothing left. I don't know what to do. And then boom, the anger starts.
Yes, that frustration is very real, especially when you seem or you feel that you're going round and round in circles, and maybe you're having the same conversations over and over again, day after day, or maybe weeks apart, but in the same scenarios.
Yes.
The same loops present themselves.
Yes.
And you're just hitting a brick wall. And that's frustrating, right? That's frustrating for anyone. It's even more frustrating when this is someone that you don't have the option of just not talking about it, or talking it away in a corner, or disassociating, right? Anything like that is just going to either expedite the end of the relationship, right? So it's difficult, and it's frustrating for a lot of people.
And it doesn't necessarily have to end the relationship. There are people that have been in 30 or 40-year relationships which are still going around in circles, and there's frustration, there's anger, and there's this feeling like I'm just not heard, I'm not understood, I can't get my point across, the other person is not receiving the information.
And I think
it just keeps on going.
Yes, and I think what happens is that we develop a response to that over time, and the response to that it could be just complete explosive anger where you scream at the person or you belittle them or you berate them. You see that very, very common. Or it could be the opposite, where you go into a recluse and you realize
Right.
that it's just not worth talking to this person. So you shut down, and then you have less to say, and you don't feel comfortable talking. You just have this pit in your stomach every time that anger builds up, but you're not able to get rid of it, because you know deep down that if you engage in this conversation, you go down this path, you're just hitting that brick wall again.